Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I don't know what I did with my camera, but my camera got deleted of all the information on my drive that I put in my purse. I'm going to try my luck one more time and look at the drive, but it's been corrupted. I don't understand how it got corrupted, but it was a hidden camera. I don't know. I didn't have it hidden. I don't I only have 540 some or 75, between 540 and 575 space feet of space, square feet of space. So I had it in a predominantly cool area, but it would turn off from time to time because the Wi-Fi would drop. So however it happened, something must have dropped my Wi-Fi and erased all the footage, because that's exactly what happened. Um, and speaking of that, I would like to talk about how your phone and brain could be broken into. So you think that everything can be broken into but the brain. You are sadly mistaken. Your brain is firing new neurons constantly, 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 sitting up there firing neurons, 34. And I'm like, or 43, should I say. I'm like, oh my God, how would someone break in 34, 43? Um, why would somebody break in your brain, and can it be done? Very easy if you really think about it. If you have the right equipment. We already do it by verbal. It takes a verbal or visual um, setting, looking at pictures. You start to get mad, angry, sad, happy. Verbal. Someone can direct you to do something and control the situation, therefore controlling you, therefore hijacking you. So I wonder, how do they do it with a computer? Well, anything that touches my freaking computer, if it got a virus or malware, I have a virus or malware. I'm always looking at the computer. I'm constantly taking my iris to the computer. My brain connects. When the phone is charging, your brain lights up even more with a computer, which means you are connected to that computer, especially when it's on charge, it lights up even more. So if someone was smart enough to build some type of technology to hijack the brain, how would they do it? We already got things that can show images of the brain using some type of CAT scan. So how would we hijack the brain? I just told you. Now let's just downplay. These are mere allegations. These are mere hearsay. I thought of this myself, but I thought of it the correct way. I'll look it up on Grok right now, and then we'll get into phone. Can the brain be hijacked by, I'm pretty sure he's going to say no, but give me some informations, by computers? Not Brian. No. In 2025 and for any realistic future, we can foresee a computer cannot hijack or take direct control of a human brain the way a hijacker takes over. Claims you see online. They can hijack your brain with, see what I'm saying, Grok? They can hijack your brain with Wi-Fi, 5G, and neural implants. False. No wireless signal yet can rewrite. He didn't say yet, but I'm saying yet can rewrite thoughts force actions or remote control a normal brain. We hear so many voices, whether good or bad, whether you're sane, condemned as sane or insane, or have mental health issues. We have thoughts. Even the thoughts we don't hear, we have thoughts. Where those thoughts come from, we don't know. Psychologists and psychiatrists are astounded. They can't seem to give us the key to where these thoughts are connected and come from. So that leads me to believe that a signal can rewrite thoughts if you are there. Like, people think like this, you guys. It's sad, but true. All it takes is a billionaire, not Elon Musk or Donald Trump or any of them, but all it takes is a big tech, evil billionaire to create something to hijack your brain and get you to start being controlled. All they need is like $1 million or more to create a company where he or she figures out how to hijack the brain, or a signal to hijack the brain. If America or the world cannot hijack the brain, maybe aliens can hijack the brain. We know that they have telepathic visual, so they have telepathic thoughts. We know they have visual interceptions. We know these things. So why do you figure, with our brains as gentle and precious and pure as it is, can't be a electrical current with a memory cannot be hijacked? Now, I know for a fact that the Elon Musk Neuralink, which when he comes out with the one that is for people with mental health, I'll be for. I don't care about the thing on my head. I'm not with nobody right now, but the brain computer interface like Neuralink can hijack you. He can tell, not just, and it's not a bad hijack. It's hijacking as in monitoring. He has to monitor his patient. Therefore, it sounds like hijacking, but it's monitoring the patients with the Neuralink, the back office. Subliminal messaging or voice to skull weapons, conspiracy theories, pseudoscience, decades of attempt, military and civilian has never produced reliable mind control, but they had the MK Ultra, the Manchurian Candidate, and so many different programs, even the programs we don't even know of. Top secret, code name Top Secret Forever. Operation Top Secret for infinite, classified. But they're okay with that. They dismiss it right now. They don't want the public to know. But I'm not blaming the military or the government. I'm blaming these hardcore evil, not the cybersecurity that's positive, but the cybersecurity that's looking to code something to hijack our brains. And with drugs included, you can hijack the brain even easier through visual, voice, auditory. So transcranial TMS, physical access to the skull, huge lab equipment or implanted fibers. A person is strapped down to a clinic. No, not remote, not secret, not scalable. But you didn't answer my question. You did. Excuse me. Visual is optogenic, the genetics of the eyes. What does trans mean? I don't know what the half of the word trans, but cranial means brain. Stimulation, magnetic, hypnosis, deep fake audio scams. You can coerce someone into doing something. That's verbal. Killers coerce young children and lure them into woods and stuff, man. It gets very serious. Have y'all seen that movie Lovely Bones? He lured her and then he flipped on her once he got her alone. The brain is the most secure device you own. Nobody can silently log in. Not yet. If I urge the government never to give technology out to the mass public about it's not the most secure. It's not. Certain evil politicians with political gain and secret places where they do secret projects, I have reason to believe that they hijack my brain from time to time. And so if I'm talking about it, I've lived it. Therefore, Grok can't say what I've said because I've lived it. If they hijack a computer or tablet, they hijack you, right? Then you're scrambling to do what? Lock them out. Because what are they doing now? They're watching you. They're looking at your vital information. They're tracking you. You and the computer. You are connected to the computer. Your computer is your battle buddy. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. It's a hot. Everywhere. Your computer or your tablet or your phone is with you. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. But I can't live with my brain being hijacked by the evil project government. It takes nothing. I mean, they know my social, the government, the evil part of the government. They know I've had brain scans, I've had blood drawn, I've had CAT scans. I am connected. When my brain is near this computer, it's totally different than when I'm alone. I'm always near my computer. And I can sense when something's off with my baby. And I know that it has been broken into to a certain degree. And there's nothing I can do about it other than go, not the Geek Squad, but somewhere to have that shit or get Norton Security to have that taken off my computer. Okay, now let's log on to Kick real quick. I had to say that. I should have said it while I was on Kick. And then I'm going to show you something. Hold on. So if your phone can be broken into, if your tablet can be broken into, if the smart houses can be broken into, if anything can be broken into, that's why I give the government a round of applause. The good government. Y'all upgrade it. It take a digital computer with ones and zeros, zeros and ones, about 100 years to break into a government system, I think he said. So we will be in 2125 by the time a hacker tries to break into a digital computer like this baby, possibly. I hope I said that right. I'm not trying to damage what he said. But using quantum computers, it's eternity. They will never find that password. And I'm excited for that world. But only the government has this technology. If I had it, I would be relaxing, looking on my camera, like Scarface, being paranoid, like looking, relaxing with my feet up. No drugs, no drugs, just complete bliss that I don't have to worry about my brain or computer or tablet or phone, my people, my things, should I say, my stuff I address with, my Mac stuff being broken into. So now what? Your phone can be broken into. I asked Grok about whether someone can break into your phone, and the answer is yes. People have been getting to my phone. I've been saying it. I've been saying it like this whole time, and nobody, they just think I'm just this mental crazy person, mad, smart, crazy black woman just sitting up there saying random shit. I have it all recorded. Every time I call a bank, a phone, or any company, someone with a phone with my number is walking around intercepting my phone calls. And they have a whole organization for it. So the playoff is when you hear the background of people talking. And what's even scarier is I call these numbers. And they intercept it while it's ringing. They intercept it while it's ringing. So I can call Fidelity, the right number. And they have voice recognition, everything. And it's still not a good, because these people like to question me, the bad people, but I put an extra layer on my account and hopefully shut them out using eSIM protection for your SIM card. That is a layer. But the advanced ones, um, use malware, and they see your passcodes and two-factor authorization. And if they got an extra phone, they can just look at it and take your information. So I'm gonna read this word for word, verbatim for verbatim. Scammer calls AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, etc., pretending to be you. This is how it happened. It says, I broke or lost my phone. Please move my number to this new eSIM. They already have your name. I know they have my name. I know they have my last four. So many people that came up to the VA, and some of the VA people gave them that easily, willingly. Address. They have my address. Obviously, it's a data breach because they showed me whoever it was. I can't pinpoint it was the Ring device people or in my window or on the camera. But the data breach, they and my ex-husband, by God, He goes on the dark web. He talks to a lot of random people. Everyone. That's why I call OIG and the FBI scammer or someone they pay walks into a corporate store with a fake ID. All it takes is for you to get your ID scanned by the wrong people. Before I go there, I called Fidelity. This is how they scam me. I called Fidelity. It intercepts the phone call again. And it's not, I don't want to believe that it's the FBI. FBI wouldn't do that. The FBI would intercept my call and monitor or intercept my calls and tell me some right information. They wouldn't intercept my calls and try to get onto my screen, use my password, abuse the situation, unless it's the crooked part of the FBI or and they're always foreigners. They're always foreigners doing it, and some men, stragglers, outliers, but most the point is they're always immigrants. I can't help that it's the truth. If I wasn't on TikTok, I would let y'all hear the whole conversation. She was still looking at my screen, and I told her to stop. And she said, I'm not looking at your screen. And so I immediately exited out of Fidelity and hung up on her. So walks into a corporate store with a fake ID and does the same thing in person. A dishonest employee, they got a lot of them. And that's the whole pure playoff. Most of them are foreigners. And it does the same thing in person. A dishonest employee at the carrier store or authorized retailer does the swap for cash. Still happens a lot. Newer phones let you activate an eSIM in seconds online. Scammer convinces the carrier to issue one of them remotely. FBI. Over 1,500 SIM swap complaints in 2024. Average victim lost 68,000, many over 5K. Be careful, y'all. Call you guys that ain't even work. Call your bank, ask for extra layer security. Call your phone companies, ask for extra layer security. Call your bank, have them review what devices is connected to your accounts and when was the last time a random device like an Android. Get an iPhone, because an Android is just like a child. Do you get what I'm saying? What you can do about it. Do all these things with your carrier. Takes 5 to 15 minutes and stops 90. It took me everything to get a hold of AT&T, and they were all foreigners. Now, I knew something was wrong because I've called AT&T before, and there were black women in AT&T, there were white women in AT&T, but they're all foreigners. Every time I get, and they all act funny. They all act weird. They stop talking in the middle of a sentence. They just stutter. They make no sense. They're irrational. And I have it all recorded. When they start acting irrational, I start recording for my protection. Tell the carrier to flag your account as a high risk. Don't tell them to shut it down. Tell them to flag it so they can monitor it and be in conjunction with the FBI and cybersecurity. Or add a note, customers must call at this alternate number before any changes. That's true. That's the next thing I'm going to do. Turn on eSIM or block physical SIM changes. That's what I did. And I'm going to still call them, but I'm not going to call them on speaker, and I'm not going to call them right now. I don't know when I'm going to call them, but it's going to be very low, and it's going to be very away from the window and away from everything. If your cat, and turn my phone on and back off. Switch every important account, bank, email, write all your password down. Don't go to a store with your passwords you don't know and open that book by any means necessary. Don't do it. Let me take a picture of this real quick. Skimpy Yahoo UK. Thank you. That'll go to the FBI. Damn it. Good job. I know I have a Yahoo account. So anyway, like I was saying, bank accounts, emails, cryptocurrency. Make sure you have cryptocurrency in a two-factor authorization. Now, Google Authenticator, I cannot say, I know it's accurate with some, but when I tried to use it, I couldn't use it. I had to do a whole different way. It could have been a bad account or a spoof account within Google that Google isn't affiliated with. But since my card has been compromised, or my account, well, my phone has been compromised and my card, the Google Authenticator probably don't work. Just like my Fidelity cryptocurrency investment didn't work when I was trying to log in, and I had to call them, which was intercepted one time. Bottom line, yes, anyone with your basic information can hijack your SIM and number in minutes unless you have a carrier. Pin locked, turned on. Do it today. Once you have that, your number, it's usually too late. You know, one thing I hate, it's not usually too late. That's my next thing, but hold on. It's not too late because Grok said that once the pin gets rerouted and changed so it won't be spoofed or cloned, it automatically shuts off the phone that is attached with the information of yours. Supposedly that's supposed to happen, and I'm gonna call randomly to verify it. Away, way away. They cannot get your texts and calls. No texts and calls from the physical. Oh, sorry, I went way back. Now, what if malware and viruses have been put on the phone? Keylogger, remote access Trojan, Pegasus, AnyDesk, TeamViewer, hijack on your computer. They cannot get your texts or calls. No texts and calls to your physical SIM, not your computer. So if it's hijacked, they cannot get your texts and calls. Do it go? Do you do you see? Do they see your physical texts and calls? Or what was the question? Hold on, let me go back. Victims watch their phone go dead. Scammer immediately receives the bank's Here's your new login code text. Drains the account in under 3 minutes. How long does the hijack last? 30 minutes to 2 hours. Average case 4 to 48 hours. Worst case 3 to 10 days. The scammer has full access to every call and text. This is scary, y'all. This is what these MFs do to us. And this is how I have to think to protect myself, because it's only me. I have no intentions on moving. I have no intentions on doing anything. So if I up it, like if anything, I randomly get shot, it was none of my friends. If anything happens to me, I know who it is. So here it is. Can they bypass the carrier pin? Still no for the SIM swap itself. They still need the number for the carrier to move the number. They can see, and that's why I'm going through what I'm going through. They hijack and they're recording my screen. Yesterday, my screen was recording as I was under the influence of some type of drug. I don't know what kind of drug it was, but it was not medicinal marijuana. Now, the last thing I did was drunk one of these. And and it was recording without my permission. And then it turned off on its own. And I was so under the influence. I felt so loopy. So I did a test. I don't want none of this, and I'm going to throw it all away. But how can you get into one of these things? How can you hijack a juice? Why does Hispanics keep watching my food at the grocery store? Who has access to my apartment illegally? Who comes in my apartment illegally? I can't blame the rental office, but what I can say is someone is doing that, because Kimberly Cloud don't do nothing but medicinal marijuana. And I can prove that something weird happened, because I sat up there and had two types of marijuana syringes, and I took it, and I was like, and it's not through the vein. I'm just being honest with y'all guys. I took it, and then I just felt so tired. So after I calmed down a little bit, the police called me. I was acting really weird, and I knew it, and I had to force myself to calm down. Then after the scenario, the recorded incident, I took the two open syringes that's been in my closet openly, on and off. I've been leaving the house, leaving them here. And all of a sudden, they disappeared out of my house, whether via trash. But I don't remember throwing them away, because I needed it for evidence. I set them on that table right there. So someone or something is coming into my house. A bug on your computer or phone is dangerous. They can steal passwords. Think of if we were 100 to 500 years from now, 25. Think about this. People are going to be able to hijack your minds, and it's going to be readily available. We got billions of years before the world ceased to exist. But think of 500. Let's travel in our spaceships to 500 years. Right now, the government has it, but right now, think about how advanced that would be for somebody to hijack your mind. Right now, X's and O's and ones, right? Coming into quantum, unpenetrable, unbreakable. But if somebody can manipulate you through thoughts, piercing thoughts, and y'all know we all had them. We all have negative thoughts. You can't tell me a same person haven't had a negative thought when they get mad. You can't tell me that. You just deemed sane because you haven't been to a doctor. You go to a doctor and you tell him what you're feeling, and he will label you. That's the only difference between you and me. They got a label for sane. It's called sane. I'm still gonna I'm gonna recall all my banks, all my phone companies, which is just one, everywhere, and redo it because they could sit up there and try to call and say, well, I don't know, no longer need it at any moment. They got all of my information. So pretty much, that is the show for today. And I may do another show. It's exactly 6:25. And I want to bless the good people and the bad people. I hope you rot in hell and go to jail. 369 that.